Let's welcome Paulette McWilliams. Paulette, we have seen and heard you on countless artist records as background singer, yet your voice is so lovely and it's really admiring. All the people here, they just really admire what you're doing, the way you sing, the way you articulate. It's so lovely. Can you tell us what got you in the direction it took you?
Oh, well, I mean, I've always been a soloist, even when I sang background singing, because there's an art to background singing. But I've always been a soloist, always in my head and in my heart. But the reason I went into background singing was to earn a living, because I had a daughter. And it was the fastest way for me to continue singing, the best way, and make money while pursuing my solo career. But what happened was I became more focused on background singing than I did on the solo singing, because I was making money with the background singing. And I also sang lots of jingles, commercials, and I sang solos with some of the jingles, lots of jingles, and duets and things like that. But background singing mostly because it paid well. And when you're a single parent, that's important to make sure that you're making money, and it's great to make money doing something you love. So that's how I did it. That's why I did it.
Beautiful.
But I always kept my dream of singing solo.
Cool.
And so when I left Luther Vandross, I was with him for 20 years. I left him in 2000, and when I left him, I just made the conscious decision to focus completely on my solo singing, which I should have done years ago, but I'm happy I did it when I did it.
Yes, that's great. Now, if you record for the big pop stars, do you get to see them actually, or do you have contact to them? And who would that be?
Many times, yes.
Michael Jackson, you did some work for.
When I sang with Michael, he was in the studio. When I sang with Luther, he was always in the studio. When I sang for Celine Dion, she came in, went out. When I sang with Dolly Parton, she was there. I sang with a lot of people. I did stuff for Billy Idol, Moni Moni, one of his big hits. It was Giorgio Moroder, big producer. Gino Vanelli, the same thing. It was a lot of times it was they weren't even in the studio. LL Cool J, he wasn't there. Mary J. Blige, she was there. I sang with Mary J. And wow, so many others. Whitney Houston, of course. She was there because I met Whitney when she was 13 through Luther. And I've known her since I sound like she's still alive, but I've known her since she was 13 years old. And we call her Nippy because her mom, Sissy, and we were the core group for Luther. Sissy, Tawatha, A.G., Brenda White King, and myself. We were the main group for Luther. So, you know, in answer to your question, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Great. Rufus, a band started out in the Midwest, became famous through Chaka Khan. Yet, you were the starting singer. Actually, were you part of the founding? And then
I was the original member. I was definitely part of the finding and the naming of the group Rufus. And we were together for 2 years. Well, nothing really happened. A lot of us, we changed players like a lot of groups. And after 2 years, we were in the south of France for like 3 months. And then after that, and Shaka and I, in the interim, were very good friends. And I took her, downtown, and introduced her to a lot of different people. And she tells everyone the same story. And there was a group called Life with Cash McCall, and they asked me to join the group, and I put Shaka there, because I couldn't do it. But then when I was ready to leave Rufus, I went to her and told her. And she said she'd be happy to take my place. And I went to the guys and I told them, but they didn't know who she was, and they were very upset with me. But, I'm sure they're not upset anymore because it's her story. And I think that with that, because her voice is, I think everybody's journey is very different. And because she was so unique, and, I just feel that was what was supposed to happen. She was my very good friend, and I trained her in the group for 2 weeks before I left. We were on stage together, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, if you had an advice from your personal life experience on planning a career, what would that be?
My advice would be to always be focused and believe in yourself, no matter what any outside person or people may tell you, to always keep your focus and believe in what it is you're doing, and don't let anyone steer you from where you want to go. That would be my advice.
Now,
and to practice, practice, practice.
Practice, practice, practice. Okay. Great. Well, we appreciate you being here. We are very happy, and
thank you.
All these people, they love you here. And,
thank you.
I hope we have you back at some point.
I would love it. Thank you. It's been
great.
So great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.